Now let's get ready for semifinal number 2, Holy Cross and Boston University. Glenn Clark alongside Jamie Watson with you from Ridley Athletic Complex in Baltimore here on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. And we will update the Patriot League tournament bracket as now we have half of the championship picture in place. We know Colgate will be in the title game Sunday at 3 o'clock against the winner of this second semifinal. A remarkable run for the 6th seed, the last team to get into the tournament. They had to win a couple games at the end of the year just to get in. Now they've won 2 already to get to Sunday's championship game where the Holy Cross BU winner awaits. Glenn and Jamie in the broadcast booth above Ridley Athletic Complex. Jamie, it's been such a crazy tournament so far. I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen here tonight.
I know. I'm excited. BU and Holy Cross, another Turnpike trophy, as they like to call it up in Massachusetts. But I'm sure it will be a tightly contested game with both of these squads.
And Holy Cross, much like Colgate, has already gone on the road here in this Patriot League tournament and knocked off a higher seed as on Tuesday night in the quarterfinals. They scored 3 goals before you could blink. I was just tuning in for the game. I look up and I said, holy smokes. It was 3-0 before I think Lehigh even had the opportunity to finish introducing the starters before the game. As in the first 15 minutes, they scored 3 times, and that was all they were going to need. They held on for the 3-0 victory to get to this point. Let's take a look at our player to watch for the Crusaders. Jamie, tell me about the big Austrian, Arno Rupp.
The Austrian Crusader, Arno Rupp. He's a senior. He leads this team in points and scoring. I believe Arno's got 8 goals and 2 assists, Glenn, for 18 points. So he is the player to watch and the player to stop.
There's no doubt about that. He's also the Scholar Athlete of the Year in the Patriot League, a remarkable young man. Player to watch on the other side. Let's keep the international flair going. Tell me about the freshman from Ireland, or from Iceland, that is, Tori Knutson.
Toti, is it Toti or Tori?
Sorry, yeah.
That's okay. Knutson from Iceland. He leads the Terriers with 11 points, 3 goals and 5 assists, and he's an international flavored player. Really finishes well. Yeah,
I got to get my names together before this second game. Last time these teams got together, it was a 3-0 victory for BU. This is a BU team that had a really, really strong regular season, including a great performance against Holy Cross.
Yeah, this BU team starts 5 freshmen, Glenn. So, and they've had some scoring woes, but I expect a tightly defensive game today.
No doubt about that. The importance of Boston University's defense, Jamie, when their offense has struggled. This has not been the most high-powered team, but their defense has been there for them all season.
Yeah, they've only allowed a conference low of 7 goals as we look at the tail of the tape here. Like I said, it will come down to probably a 1-0 game, I think.
No doubt about that. We tell you about Boston University head coach Neil Roberts. What else can you say about this guy? 33 years at BU. He has reached the NCAA tournament 14 times. Jamie, give me some keys to the game for the Terriers.
Well, for the Terriers, we talked about they need to score some goals, Glenn. I think they've had some struggles. I think they're only averaging 1 goal per game. They need to score. They've got 5 freshmen as part of the keys. And again, we talked about that stingy defense. If they can lead them or keep them out of the goal, they have a shot at this, and that's what they'll do.
We'll slide it on the turf to Jacob Wright as Holy Cross will push forward once again. Oh, and an opportunity now for the Crusaders, and a shot that will just trickle off the near post. A great look for the big Austrian Arno Rupp. But no goal. As it goes off that near post, the ball bounced nicely to Rupp, and you knew he was going to pull the trigger.
Watch this one-touch shot here. One touch.
Oh, trying to curl it into that near post. It goes just off the outside portion of the post. It remains a scoreless game. BU now, maybe something clicking here. Great job coming up and stopping that one by Riccio. He fires it towards the upper corner, and my, that got way closer than I expected that to be coming off his foot.
Yeah, Henry Stutz just not too far off of his line to be able to not get caught. That was a tremendous, let's see what we can,
right? Why not fire that one towards the goal?
Let's fire it in towards the goal. And that's why you coach that, Glenn. He takes a peek and sees he's off his line a little, and Henry almost pays for it.
Now it comes down to Knutson. Knutson takes a big swing at that one. And again, these balls, these shots from distance that look just like they are super hopeful, no need for that type of shot, all of a sudden as they get closer to the goal, you say, my, how did that one nearly skate towards that top corner?
Well, I think he's taking a peek and seeing where Stutz is, and he likes the fact that he's off of his line. And look, he almost sneaks it under there.
As we approach 60 minutes in, it's going to be a long throw from Azrak all the way into the 6. It's headed back up in the air and trying to protect that in. That's a wonderful job. Nope, they're going to say it got over? Okay, they're going to say he was over the line when he touched the ball.
It does
so that
look
will
like,
be a corner kick.
I can see the assistant referee pointing to the corner, which it was tough to see from up here, Glenn.
I thought that was a tremendous job by Bernardi of getting that. You would wonder why, when the ball's nowhere near the goal, a goalie would go do that. Was going to do that, try to keep this from being a corner. Yeah, I think, yep. I think that's right. I think that's right. Tyler Bell in for Muhan for Holy Cross as we get ready for the second corner kick by Jerry Ozo in for Tody Knutson. This one served into the middle. Ooh, headed away last second. And we'll see again. Azrak over, and looks like it's going to be another long throw in towards the 6. Bouncing around. Ooh, getting his body on that one was rough. He was trying to throw something that looked like a bicycle kick. It wouldn't have been quite as pretty as your typical bicycle kick, but it was a remarkable contortion to try to get something on that shot. Ultimately was not a threat. Free kick sent in all the way and headed forward and right at the last second. Now this is one of those, I think Bernardi would have had it type of situations, but you can't risk that if you're a defender, and you totally understand why Josh Barkov decided he needed to clear that even if he was going to surrender a corner in the process. It looks like Bernardi sees this the entire way. But Barkov, all he can think about is the ball being there. Corner sent to the far post, headed forward. Bouncing around right now. Callahan knocks it down. He gets a shot off, but it's well wide. Now an opportunity for Barsic. He's going to get it back. Some space here. Maybe something cooking. It was briefly a 3-on-2, but good job of recovering by the Terriers. Now somehow still alive. Shot taken, but Rupp wants that one back. He got off a good look, but he sent it well wide.
Arno Rupp, you do not want to give him that many chances, Glenn, in front of the goal like that. He is so strong. Look at him here. He quickly gets that left foot on it, but
and I think what he knows he did is he just tried to sneak the ball through the 2 defenders. He wasn't looking for a spot. He was just looking to get it through those 2 defenders. Now, Jamie, explain the rules of this, because actually it's not going to matter from this angle. It couldn't be a shot anyway.
You never know. Could be. It's like a corner, but a direct kick means it, Glenn, it can go in the goal and count it.
Right.
Indirect, it has to
touch off somebody else.
Correct.
So from just outside the edge of the box, it'll be curled into the near post, headed away, and that will turn into a corner kick.
He was going for goal there.
That's quite a difficult ball to bend that way, but
from that close, it's a lot easier than from where he sits now.
'107th minute. Corner sent into the near post, headed away. Callahan races up. Can't get to it. It'll be a throw-in. That is indeed number 30, Bobby Hurstak. Whew. How do you like that, Jamie Watson?
Great show of sportsmanship there. Bernardi giving him a hug even, you know.
Hurstak, the sophomore, has not played this season. Henry Stutz has played every minute in goal all year for Holy Cross. And now the sophomore will be the one to step into goal for Holy Cross with the season on the line. Justin Kafora will be the first take against Michael Bernardi. Penalty kick shootout for the right to go to the Patriot League championship game here tonight at Ridley Athletic Complex. Holy Cross and BU, Crusaders up first. Kafora delivers. Guessing right was Bernardi. Kafori went to his right. On the turf, slides it in, and the 1-0 advantage for the Crusaders.
Such a fascinating thing to me to have this, and we'll see the replay here, easily slots this in, to the right side. I always taught my players, make your decisions before you go. Don't look at the goalkeeper and just side netting, and you're all good.
Satchel Corte, the sophomore for BU, facing Hurstak into the game. Hurstak makes the save! How do you like that? Off the bench, into the match, and stops the first penalty kick he sees. Corte comes up short, and the early advantage in the shootout belongs to the Crusaders.
That's what fascinates me, these specialists here of stopping PKs, and he does just what he's been asked to do.
That is remarkable. Sophomore goalie from Sudbury, Massachusetts, guesses right and delivers the huge stop. Now, second strike, and that'll be another score for that's for Brad Ross, the captain. Brad Ross makes it 2-0. Getting a piece of it that time was Bernardi, but not enough to keep it out.
Senior captain Brad Ross makes his PK.
There's an awful lot of early pressure now here in this shootout on McDonald. He's got to deliver. McDonald, no, another save for Hurstak! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Bobby Hurstak into the match, cold on a freezing night in Baltimore. 2 penalty kicks, 2 stops, guesses left, delivers another save. And this could be over really soon. Max Krause with a chance to all but ice this now for the Crusaders.
Terrific save here. He does guess right.
Krause steps up and delivers again. And Holy Cross can smell it. They can smell a date with Colgate on Sunday. All they need now is one more stop or one more goal.
And we are going to have a 5 seed against a 6 seed. You got to love sport, Glenn.
Lampus to keep the Terriers season alive for at least one more kick. Lampus puts it down. Hurstak has stopped the first 2. Very calm on his line for a date in the championship. Now, going to keep it alive at least for a little bit as Lampus is able to score there. Goes to the near post.
Calmly, coolly puts that in.
3-1, but now all Holy Cross needs is one more goal. And they advance. And here it is, Arno Rupp.
How appropriate, Arno Rupp.
Second team All-Patriot League performer. Senior leader of this team, Rupp. They're going to play on Sunday.
There it is.
Arno Rupp delivers. Bobby Hurstak mobbed by his Holy Cross teammates. It'll be the Crusaders and the Raiders Sunday for the Patriot League Championship at Ridley.
What a finish, Glenn. What a finish.
You see the dejection from Boston University. They battled for 110 minutes, but ultimately the inability to score a goal down the stretch this season catches up to them, and their season comes to an end in the Patriot League semifinals. And as Jamie mentioned, on Sunday, the 5th seed and the 6th seed will play for the title. Holy Cross advances on penalty kicks. We'll come back in and wrap it up. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. I take that back. We're going to stay right here and wrap this one up. We're going to go down to Jimmy Johnson in a second. Look at Bobby Hurstak. Jamie, that is an amazing, amazing feeling. Are you kidding me? That is incredible.
Not just 1, 2, Glenn. Two in a row.
And just sucked all the life out of Boston University the way that started. Just deflated them, put them in a spot where that was that. And because of it, it'll be Holy Cross and BU for the championship on Sunday here at Ridley Athletic Complex. Jamie, let me get some final impressions, final thoughts from you for what we saw in this second semifinal tonight.
Well, pretty much exactly what we thought. It came down to PKs, and we did not guess we'd have a guest goalkeeper coming in, a backup keeper. What a performance he put on. He is the man of the match for sure.
No, there's no doubt about that. That's just an unbelievable story. As I mentioned, Henry Stutz played every minute of every game in goal this season for the Crusaders. And then, with their season on the line, they turn to Bobby Hurstak. And all Bobby Hurstak does is make 2 critical penalty kick saves to lift his team into the championship game on Sunday. I just... The sports, man, sometimes,
can't write
sometimes,
it.
Right?
Gotta watch it. You cannot write it.
You can follow these things all season long. You can see all sorts of stuff. If you had told me that was how this story was going to be told tonight, as you see the dejection on Elias Lampas's face as he walks off, the Terriers, just 8 days ago, thought for sure they'd be regular season champs of the Patriot League. And from that point on, it ends up coming up short. Well, we're going to head down to the sideline here in just a second, and we're going to hear from the man of the hour, the man who saved things for the Crusaders, as Jimmy Johnson is standing by with Holy Cross goalie Bobby Hurstak.
A cry of one more, Glenn. One more, they're saying on the Holy Cross sidelines.
Down here with the hero in the shootout. What do you think of just coming off the bench there and just being able to make those 2 big saves?
It was unbelievable. I mean, the team did a great job today, and feels good to get the win. Move on to the finals.
What's the mindset when you go into a shootout like that, just knowing that you have to make those stops?
I mean, we're all just doing our job.
Arno Rupp has just been such a leader for you guys. What's it like to see him score that eventual game winner there in the shootout?
It's awesome. I mean, he deserves everything. He's been carrying us lately, and it was awesome to see him get the winner, finish this thing.
Going on to the championship game, you're going up against Colgate. 5 versus 6 seed. This is just a tournament of upsets right now.
Not disappointed. Not surprised. Colgate, great team. Go give them a good game.
All right, well, go celebrate with your team. Good luck in the championship. Thanks a lot. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Thank you so much, Jimmy Johnson, and what a story. Bobby Hurstak just comes in cold in the shootout and makes those 2 incredible saves and delivers his team to Sunday's championship game.
Just doing his job.
Glenn Clark, Jamie Watson, we'll watch these. Yeah, just doing his job. That's all he said. We'll watch these 2 saves. First one diving to his left to stop Satchel Corte, and then laying out. I guess the first one was to his right. The second one was to his left. Both huge stops. And you saw he wanted to make sure he knew where the ball was afterwards, because we've seen that before. And then Arno Rupp delivers the winner and then celebrates with his team. You know, that second one bounces back. How many times have we seen that somewhere, low level, where somebody make a spectacular penalty kick save and then the ball is just still hanging in the air and you follow it, they're out celebrating, the ball trickles back in, and it's a low light to watch forever. And that's exactly what he didn't want to see Hurstak have happen in that situation. So after he made the save, the first thing he did was try to locate the ball to make sure that ball didn't get a little English on it and spin back towards the goal. Just doing his job, Jamie. Just doing his job is exactly what Bobby Hurstak was doing. And because of that, Holy Cross is on to the championship game on Sunday at 3 o'clock against Colgate. Let's, before we move on to looking forward to that, Glenn Clark alongside Jamie Watson here post-game on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Let's first discuss the end of the season for the Terriers. Obviously, the story ended up being the lack of offense for this team down the stretch. They still played great defense. Obviously, they grinded out for 110 minutes to be in this position, but they needed to score, and they just were unable to do it.
And I think Neil Roberts would say, I'm proud of my guys. We defended well. And that was, but unfortunately it didn't win. But PKs are such a dicey thing, Glenn. I think they're unfair for the goalkeepers. It's a heck of a way to end a game, but BU has nothing to hang their heads about here.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They had a very good season. They finished 7-9-3 overall on the year. Holy Cross improves to 8-8-3 on the season with the penalty kick win here tonight, as Bobby Hurstak, who's going to be the most popular man on campus if they end up winning the championship, obviously, on Sunday. But just for them, now as they march forward and they get Colgate on Sunday in the championship game, we have a very defensive-minded team in Holy Cross. We have a Colgate team that we saw explode for 3 goals in the manner of 25 minutes of game action in our first semifinal. Jamie Watson, what do you think of the matchup that we're going to have Sunday afternoon?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to going and prepping and trying to get a feel for it. You've got, as you say, a highly offensive team going against a team that hasn't allowed a goal now in 400 and some minutes.
Yep.
I mean, it's
gonna
incredible.
Styles make fights, as they say.
Ooh, excellent.
This should be a good one on Sunday.
I love that.
We'll take a look at our final stats from tonight's game. We see that ultimately BU actually did outshoot Holy Cross 14-11. I thought for Holy Cross, I thought the real number that jumps out, and you don't see it on here, but the Holy Cross getting 8 corner kicks in tonight's match. I thought that finally they might be able to build a goal off of one of them, and I really thought they might lament having wasted 8 corner kick opportunities without scoring. Fortunately for them, that's not the case.
Well, what comes up for me immediately is, hey, the other guys are playing too, and that's the Boston University defense, who were outstanding tonight, Glenn.
No doubt. They were up for the task every time.
On all 8 corner kicks, they were up to the task.
Well, there you go. That's the final numbers on this one, as Holy Cross does win in penalty kicks, 4-1 advantage in the PKs as they advance after a scoreless match. We have had a long day here at Ridley Athletic Complex. We're going to watch all of it, going back to Mickey Watson scoring in the 5th minute for Loyola to put them on top 1-0 in the first semifinal against Colgate. Loyola was dominant in the first half. It was a 1-0 game at the intermission, in part because when Jared Stroud had an opportunity for Colgate, it was thwarted by Chase Vosvik as he tried to go wide. And this was a game that Loyola appeared to be cruising. Sam Brown plays that ball through. Josh Fawole gets on top of it, delivers for the Greyhounds. It was 2-0. Midway through the second half, it appeared to be all Hounds. They looked like they were going to be here on Sunday at their home field playing for a championship. But Colgate had other ideas, and the Raiders started just scratching and crawling their way back in. DeLeo gets the first one, delivers it, made it a 2-1 game. Then in the closing minutes of regulation, possession would continue, and it would end up coming to the foot of Jared Stroud, and good things happened in that first semifinal when Jared Stroud had the ball.
Yeah, oh my gosh, he was definitely the player of the match in that Colgate game, but
Christian Clark delivers the goal off the assist from Stroud. That would even things up 2-2 late in regulation. The game would go to extra time. All of a sudden, so much life on the Colgate sideline, all the momentum over there. And once again, there goes that man again, Jared Stroud around Campbell to the end line, serves it in front, and DeLeo's right there. DeLeo delivers a winner for the Raiders. They get the 3-2 extra time victory in our first semifinal. Our second semifinal, Holy Cross and Boston University, was a much different game. It was a much more defensive game. It was no scoring. Arno Rupp had a chance, went off the post. Bernardi, the goalie from Boston University, made a couple of nice plays to keep it a scoreless game throughout. Chances for both teams, none that were great. Wieners tried to go to the near post there, not able to do so. But the game continued to go along until ultimately it be forced into penalty kicks. We're going to let these highlights play out. I want to thank everybody who was a part of our broadcast here today. It's been a remarkable day. We'll be back with you Sunday at 3 o'clock for the championship. Again, it will be Colgate and Holy Cross. For Jamie Watson, I'm Glenn Clark. This has been the Patriot League Network on Stadium.